Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the all-new 2025 Land Rover Defender 130, the largest and most capable version in the Defender lineup, with 3 rows or an optional cargo-first setup and a mission to combine serious off-road prowess with usable everyday luxury. Right from the first glance, the Defender 130 commands attention. Its elongated silhouette gives it real presence, stretching out behind the B-pillar to accommodate that third row of seating or extra cargo space, while retaining the classic, squared-off, rugged DNA of the Defender family. The proportions are balanced: tall greenhouse, upright pillars, high belt line, muscular wheels, purposeful sculpting around the fenders, and the familiar spare wheel mounted on the tailgate. Exterior details include full LED lighting up front and rear, signature D-Time running lights, a bold grille and protective cladding, roof rails, and a sliding panoramic roof in certain trims. With its raised ride height, chunky tires, large wheel arches, and utilitarian functional cues like recovery points, skid plates, and optional extras such as snorkel or roof rack apparatus, the 130 is clearly designed to live off the beaten path as much as on the avenue. Underneath that imposing shell is a seriously capable chassis. All versions come with full-time all-wheel drive, a twin-speed transfer case, optional electronic air suspension with adjustable ride height and optional entry height mode, and Land Rover's terrain response system, which adapts the vehicle systems to mud, sand, snow, rock, and other conditions. That means more than just brute force. Traction control, torque distribution, suspension tuning, throttle mapping, and differential behavior all adjust in concert to help you maintain momentum and control on surfaces that would humble many SUVs. On-road manners are surprisingly composed considering the size. The 130 is substantial and heavy, but the suspended geometry, adapted dampers on trim so equipped, and careful chassis tuning let it absorb potholes, uneven pavement, and mid-turn bumps with composure. Corners always remind you of the scale, but it doesn't feel brittle or jittery. The 8-speed automatic transmission shifts smoothly and responsively, and the steering, though a bit remote in feel compared to sporty cars, is accurate enough for daily driving. In tests, the 130 with the 395 horsepower inline-6 P400 spec cracked 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 6.3 seconds, which is quite respectable for a 3-row off-road ready utility vehicle. Braking, though good, leans toward the longer side for its class. Headwinds measured about 125 feet from 60 miles per hour to standstill in test conditions. Fuel economy is understandably modest. The EPA combined estimate is about 19 mpg, and real-world testing by Edmunds gave around 18.7 mpg. Under the hood, besides the 3.0-liter P400 mild hybrid option, Land Rover also offers, or hints toward, other power plants for the 130 line. The D350 diesel version for markets that accepted, and in some markets the V8 variant that produces up to 493 horsepower. Inside, the cabin is ruggedly refined. You notice immediately how the space is exploited. Long doors for easier access, a wide instrument panel with minimal but high-quality surfaces, a generous headroom and legroom in first 2 rows, and a third row that is best suited for children or occasional use, though in liberal configurations it can squeeze adults at shorter distances. Upholstery materials are premium: leather, durable textiles, robust plastics, and tasteful accents. Many models offer the Captain Chairs pack for the second row, making it more of a luxury mid-tier with 2 individual seats separated by a walkway to the back. The dashboard is crowned by a 13.1-inch infotainment touchscreen using Land Rover's Pivi Pro architecture, paired with a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster and optional head-up display. The user interface is generally logical with a sidebar rail for mode switching, but in testing, some reviewers found a few bugs or fussy connectivity. Edmunds experienced occasional resets. Audio duties are handled by Meridian sound system in many trims, which delivers decent fidelity for road and highway driving. Cabin quietness is among the strengths. With its layered insulation and careful structural design, wind and road noise are muted, allowing even back row occupants to remain comfortable at highway speeds. One clever touch is the clear sight rear view mirror option, where a camera feed substitutes the obstructed rear view when cargo or passengers block your line of sight. Storage solutions are generous. Big door bins, a deep center console, overhead bins, a full-length parcel shelf, and multiple USB-C and USB-A ports, although some reviewers wish for even more. The cargo volume with all 3 rows in place is about 13.7 cubic feet. Fold all rear seats down and you can free up nearly 89 cubic feet, 88.9, a class-leading load floor for many SUVs. A helpful feature for loading is that the rear air suspension can lower the tailgate area by an entry position to ease loading heavy objects. As for comfort features, you get multi-zone climate control, often 3 zones, with rear heating and cooling assist in many markets, heated and ventilated seats, front, sometimes rear, ambient lighting, and air quality management features like Nano X filters, CO2 filtering, pollen and odor suppression in many markets. Safety and driver assistance systems are fully modern. Standard equipment includes forward collision mitigation, blind spot assist, lane keep assist, 360-degree surround and 3D camera systems, adaptive cruise control in certain trims, traffic sign recognition, rear cross traffic monitor, parking aids, and wade sensing for water crossings. The underbody is well protected with skid plates, and the articulation through independent suspension or optional adaptive dynamics is robust, making the 130 capable on rock and trail. In extreme terrain, the approach, breakover, and departure angles are competitive, though the sheer length does impose challenges in tight switchbacks or narrow trails compared to shorter Defenders. As for towing, the 130 is rated to tow up to 8,200 pounds, about 3,720 kilos, for properly equipped versions, and there's even a 10,000-pound winch capability. In real-world use, the Defender 130 feels like a do-everything SUV. It's comfortable enough for daily drives, refined enough for highway journeys, and rugged enough for serious off-road missions. In city driving, its size can be a liability. Parking or tight turning may become cumbersome, but the 360 cameras, parking aids, and driver aids mitigate much of that. Fuel costs, of course, grow with scale and weight. Price is not trivial. Depending on region, trim, powertrain, and optional extras, the 130 sits at the top of the Defender line, commanding a premium. In the US, base models begin in the $70,000 plus range and rise rapidly with options in higher tiers. In terms of competition, the 130 battles in its own niche. Not many 3-row SUVs combine this level of off-road capability and utility. Alternatives might include the large Land Rover Discovery, the Mercedes-Benz G-Class for luxury off-roading, the full-size SUVs like the Toyota Land Cruiser or Lexus GX, though with different off-road character, or family SUVs with less rugged focus, such as the BMW X7 or Mercedes GLS, but none quite combine adventure and utility in quite the same way. Creature comforts and capability aside, there are trade-offs. Weight penalizes braking distances, fuel consumption is more demanding than sedans or smaller crossovers, and costs for maintenance or repairs on specialized parts are likely higher. Also, long-term durability in harsh climates or under extreme use will ultimately depend on build quality and ownership care, something only time can fully validate. But in many reviews and tests, the 130 receives praise for pulling off the balancing act, being usable on pavement yet fearsome off it, accommodating a full family or expedition gear, and offering premium touches without losing rugged honesty. In the final analysis, the 2025 Defender 130 is not a perfect SUV, very few are, but it is one of the most convincing large-scale adventure machines available today. If you need a 3-row SUV that can traverse deserts, climb rocks, ferry gear, and still travel in comfort and style, the 130 is highly compelling. Its stance, off-road systems, adaptability, and presence make it more than just a utility vehicle. It's a statement of capability. For urban dwellers, the size and expense may be deterrents. But for enthusiasts, explorers, or families wanting one vehicle to do everything, the 2025 Land Rover Defender 130 is a bold and seriously capable proposition.